back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. Your boy Black Adam. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. You already know what time it is. Every time we're on the camera, it's something special, some information, some high's going to go out. Guys, I thank you guys who subscribe to the show. Thank you guys who send the comments in. Last week was crazy. We talked about homecoming, who got the best homecoming. Y'all still talking about it, and we still going to talk about that. But I thank you guys who told someone to tell someone else to tell someone else, and now we got the whole HBCU, everybody just involved right now. So I love it, guys. This show can be sponsored by one of my good sponsored friends, MedPro Spy. Thank you guys for sponsoring the show. 605 Adult Beverages and Call Audio. Thank you guys for sponsoring. Guys, now living in Houston, right? We have these conversations and we meet people every single day with issues, with problems, with circumstance. And this individual who I want to bring up today, we was on Isaiah Factor before. I've seen her a couple of times talk about therapy, talk about sex, and I wanted to get some opinions about some things that I wasn't too, sure about, because, I could easily get on the camera and just start talking, but don't have no. I can't be like Cheyenne Bryan, right? Just,
oh Lord.
I don't have no credentials, no nothing.
Look.
So everybody, welcome to the show, Dr. Angela Jones.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Look, so that reference that I mentioned before, Cheyenne Bryan, she doesn't have no credentials, but she does. So Angela does. So how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired.
You tired?
Oh,
look, we all tired. It's Houston, rush hour traffic, kids, in these streets.
I'm like permanently tired though, so
So Doc, let's get started. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said that me and you was talking on camera, right? And I asked the question, I was like, okay, are you a therapist? Are you a sex therapist? Like, what is the actual title?
I am a psychotherapist that is certified as a sex therapist as well.
Okay.
So in my practice, I only see adults. I see everyone dealing with anxiety, depression, PTSD, but I also have an extra certification as a sex therapist. So people come to me to talk about any sexuality issues, relationship issues, and sometimes traumatic issues as well in the sex space.
So that's unique, a specialty in sex, right? So I have a couple of questions for you today.
I'm ready.
Especially these questions are questions that men talk about amongst each other, women talk about it amongst each other, but we never talk about it together.
Right.
Even couples.
Yeah.
If they do talk about it, they had to get to a place.
Correct.
To go to therapy to talk about it. So I want to get into it first. How is there a right way to have sex? Like,
the
I'm
right
talking
way?
about the act of sex.
No, the right way is your way.
Okay.
Right. So you have to be able to understand your body, your mind. And sometimes that does take practice. Sometimes it takes meditation. Sometimes it just takes the right person who is ready to do it with you. Or sometimes you are self-exploring yourself and you kind of figure out what's right for you. So what works for you may not work for Billy Bob down the street. So is there a right way? Yes. The way that feels right to you, safe, pleasurable, exotic, all of that fun stuff.
Well, I asked that question because you used a term that I was going to use. Mm-hmm. Pleasurable.
Yes.
Right? Most women in their 40s and 50s, they consider sex to be, they want sex to be pleasurable, but they're not getting fulfilled because of, I guess, they're equating pleasure with orgasm.
Yes, they are. And it's not the same.
Right?
Right. So having an orgasm is pleasurable, right? It's an amazing experience. Everyone should have that. But pleasure is honestly the whole experience, like how you feel about the person, how you guys interact, how you guys touch each other or talk to each other. Pleasure is like the experience of sex. Now, of course, it's also physical too, but pleasure is not just the orgasm is like one of the goals, but the main goal should actually be pleasure.
Okay.
A lot of women don't have orgasms 100% of the time, but it should still be a pleasurable experience. So
so I want you to dive into that a little bit, because I think that a lot of people, because I don't want to speak for everybody, just the little,
Just a good group.
the little group that I did my little ghetto study in, right? Go outside and on Third Ward and just ask these questions. Most people, men and women, they're like, okay, if I can't climax, what is the purpose of even doing it? Right? So now the climax is the equivalent of satisfaction versus just doing it. If I'm doing it and I'm not fulfilling anything, it's like we just wasted time.
See, so you just used the word satisfaction, and I feel like that was the right word, right? Having an orgasm is a satisfactory experience. It feels good. It is a temporary feel, but it is satisfactory once someone gets to that space.
Okay.
The pleasure part, to me, it's longer. It's the whole experience. It's like the drive up, and then when you get there, that's the satisfaction. What is the point? The point, yes, you want pleasure, you want satisfaction. Depending on who you're having sex with, you also want like a connection. You want to feel connected with them in some way. Sex itself is another way of communicating with someone. Now, people do communicate quick, and some people communicate with longer conversations.
Well, that's good, because I was going to say intimacy. You said the road lead up to is the intimacy, right?
Yeah, it is the intimacy. But there's people who have very satisfactory and pleasurable experiences with someone once, and they never see them again.
Like a stranger?
It technically,
a one night stand,
somewhat is a stranger or somebody you're just with just for a very short period of time, but it's still an intimate connection. It's still like we shared this experience together. Now, is it going to be like this soul tie, spiritual kind of connection? Probably not.
It might.
It could be, but it's for a short sense of time. So intimacy is. But intimacy is also more than just sex, though. Intimacy is the conversation and all of that good stuff.
Right. So let me ask you this. Can you manufacture chemistry?
Can you manufacture chemistry? Like make yourself feel connected to someone? I don't know how to answer that. Can I make myself like someone? Yeah, but that takes lying. Like you're deceiving yourself.
Well, or ego.
Ego. Yeah?
The reason I asked that question, because of course you listen to social media, you listen to all these talks and all these, back and forth. And I'm like, are these people really in love, or do they really like them, or they like a component or a piece of a person?
Okay, yeah. Yes, so then yes. Like if I see something in you that I may lack, or that's something that I may be more drawn to, that's the thing that I'm like focusing on. Okay. I may get aroused just by the fact that there's this one thing about you that I really like. So I may fantasize everything else about you, or I just may ignore everything else about you and only focus on that.
Okay.
So when someone, like if a guy sees a woman and her body is amazing, right? Then you can say, she's probably really nice. She's probably a good mother if she's a mom. Oh, I bet she's, this. I bet. So you can manufacture. So then the answer is that you can manufacture your own narrative in your head about someone. Unfortunately, that's only short-lived, but yes, you can. We tend to gravitate to either things that we lack or that, we desire, or something that we haven't had before. And that is why they call it the honeymoon period, because you're kind of like in the clouds drifting on these things that you want to connect on.
So now you, that's good, because while you were saying that, how does a person, and this is, you don't have to answer this as like an expert in saying that you have the answer, but your opinion. How does a person keep that connection for long term? If, say, it was manufactured, or just say the honeymoon period was extended for 5 years.
That does happen.
Right?
We call it the limerence stage. That's what science, that's what we call it's a limerence stage. It's a stage of almost, I'm going to use the term that you're using, which is like you manufacture this feeling you have for someone. And then sometimes the reality hits a little bit quicker. Sometimes it could take 5 years. I've seen people in this stage for like 7-8 years before. I mean, I'm sure there's probably ones that have been in it for longer.
Yeah. But
I've seen people stay in what we call the honeymoon limerence stage for quite some time. But at some point, something happens. That doesn't technically mean something with them. It could be something that happened to you.
Yeah.
And something shifts, But long-term wise, you can't stay in that place. If you want like a real relationship, something that's deep, I like to use the term like you have to remain curious about the person you are with, which means you have to realize you're never really going to know everything. So you have to remain curious so you could constantly learn and understand who this person is. But you have to have the desire to want to know that.
So like a dating, you continually dating and get to know that person, even though you know.
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, that's what, you know, we say that, you know, there's terms that are used a lot, like always date your spouse, continue to date them,
Right.
or like you got to relight the flame. And what they're just really saying is like, stop assuming you know everything about someone. Because once you do that, it's kind of like you hit the ceiling and you're just like, well, I'm done learning about you. I'm done trying with you. And then it turns into resentment and contempt and all of that stuff. But these relationships that are flourishing and have been together for a long time,
Right.
it's because they never assume they know everything. They never assume like, I've done all that I can. You're constantly waking up thinking, what can I do to make her smile? What can I do to make him happy today?
Right.
What can I do? You know, I don't know how his day was, so I don't want to assume that I do. So let me call him and see how he's doing today.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's good. So, you know, I have a theory.
I'm ready.
I made this up.
I like theories.
Right, I made this up. So every profession that you need, you got to have a license, right? But every so often, every 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that license has to be renewed,
Absolutely.
right? You get a driver's license every 4 or 6 years. You get a insurance license every 2 years. You get a therapy license. You got to get your CEs, right?
Yeah.
Being a lawyer, attorney, you got to get your bar, you know? I think marriage needs to do the same thing.
I think that's, I don't know if that's a theory, but that's a good method. Yes. I tell people that just because like your marriage or long relationship has been together for a long time and y'all are okay doesn't mean that you shouldn't go get a checkup.
I think it's prevalent. I think it's you, in order to stay married or get your license renewed, you have to pass the 24-hour CE hours.
Oh, so are you saying that if they take it, you could get the license revoked?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Because you didn't meet the requirements that it took to renew your license.
So who determines the requirements?
The state. They require if you get married.
You want Texas to be
Well,
required?
not Texas.
You want the state to require that? But no, I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
It makes sense because now I think if you put some type of formality in it or you put some type of legality in it, it makes it better. People will stay married longer. Or that 4-year stint, you'd be like, all right, well, I did what I had to do. My license couldn't get renewed because I had what on my record, so I couldn't do nothing.
Hey, man, I think that would have something. I think people will probably pick their partners differently. I feel like people will work harder in a relationship or they wouldn't drag things out longer than they should.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Because I'm pretty sure we both know a lot of people that's been in the situation for a long time.
I see them all the time on my couch.
And you know, they're happy with I guess the aesthetic of having someone, but internally, like, they hate the person or they just hate being in that place. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And there's too many people that is walking around every day, and this doesn't pass gender, doesn't pass race.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Everybody. You with the person for that long period of time, you get disgusted with them every so often. So,
yeah, and the thing is like being with someone for a long time, you have to realize like you're gonna fall in and out of love with that person. There are gonna be times where you feel like so connected, so in love, like this is the person I want to die with, and there's gonna be times that they just breathe wrong, and you just like, like why are you even here, right? But the understanding that it's not always going to be a high. It's going to be a ride. It's the consistency and the commitment that really, and the curiosity, it's all these different C words that create like a healthy, good relationship. But no long-term healthy relationship, they all go through battles. They all have gone through something to get to where they're going.
And speaking of that, I'm glad you said that because this is a perfect segue, right? You said the highs and the lows, right? So this has been a big topic, especially in the women's community. And I'm gonna talk about in the men community too, but we're gonna talk both. So I'm talking about erectile dysfunction and perimenopause. Right? We both know that chemically, it's something going on with the hormones, which causes the body not to receive blood flow with men, but with women, it's their hormones. Certain serotonin, I guess.
Estrogen, testosterone, all of them.
Right.
So for men, it's tricky now because research is showing that erectile dysfunction is not only in regards to hormones, depending on when you are experiencing it. So as we age, for men, your testosterone starts to plummet. Some men, it can start as early as 30 something. Some men, it doesn't start till 50 something.
Yeah.
You need some testosterone in your body. And testosterone helps you have a clear mind, clarity. It helps your mood, your energy. And of course, it helps your erectile, your libido. And that is something that a lot of men carry with shame because they don't want to go to the doctor and say, I'm having this issue. The problem I realize, especially with the men that I see, is that they'll go to a urologist and the urologist won't even do blood work. They'll just give them the pill. Okay. And the problem with that is that you're not really sure if that's the only solution. Like, you're not giving them testosterone, you're giving them, the blue pill. Yeah. And you're sending them on their way. But testosterone affects so much. Like, you're not sleeping, you don't have energy, you're cloudy, you just don't feel like yourself. And a lot of the doctors aren't addressing that part. So, yeah.
Maybe it's so much of it going on, right?
It is.
Because it's like the symptoms are the symptoms, right? And even though with men, sex is 90% mental, right? You mentioned something earlier about a person liking a person. At first, the honeymoon stages, I'm attracted to her, I love her, oh my God, I just can't wait to jump her bones. Until that honeymoon stage is always like, I'm not attracted no. I like her, but I'm not attracted to her no more.
But something happened. It doesn't just turn off like that.
You don't think so?
No, not really. No, to remain attracted to someone, it's not only about physical attraction. It's like you're attracted to the person, like their personality, who they are, even the way they think.
Men, we are like I don't know. We're different. Like, we're different from you guys. You guys will love us thick and thin. We are strictly physical.
Y'all can be primarily physical at times, but once that fades, that time of fade, all that other shit that I'm talking about is what matters. So 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to make you want to understand, like, what's going on. Why aren't we, like, why I'm not connected with you? You have to feel something else for it. So what you're saying is, at first, it is primarily physical, but something happens. It could be literally a fight. You could probably see her and she says a word the wrong way and you're just like, you are not sexy anymore.
Yes, right.
And that's because you weren't exploring the other parts of her probably, but
That's right. It happens like that.
It does.
It does. You can say something. You can mention something and it hurts my feelings and I'm out.
The thing is, you have to find a woman you like, not love. Not like,
that's real.
Not sexually attracted. Now, those are, of course, you want to find someone who's sexually attracted, all those things. But you need to like her, like fundamentally like her. Like, she's fun. You like talking to her. Like, I'm not saying like she has to be like the homie, but it's someone you want to just be around.
I think she should be the homie.
She can be the homie if you allow her to be.
And y'all drink beers and y'all do everything together.
That's the way it should be. You have to like her. Like, if she had to go on a medicine and say she wasn't able to have sex for 6 months, you have to like her for 6 months, so it helps, especially when you start realizing, like, okay, something's happening. I need to find someone I like, someone like I could talk to, someone like I could look at when she has like her bonnet on and everything and still smile. Right. Like, I know that sounds corny, but it's true.
But we like moo-moos, so.
Men are starting to like moo-moos. I've learned that. I've learned that.
We like the moo-moos.
And then for women, you were talking about perimenopause.
Yes.
It is very complex. It is complex for men and women. Because for men, you're just kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, her mood is like this one day, and then she's sweating 1 minute and not sweating the other.
All over the place.
1 minute she wants to have sex all the time, and the next minute she don't want me to touch her. Like, and it is just as confusing for you guys as it is for us.
But all right, so I'm not saying I want to understand a woman, but I want
you to.
Yeah, because we're trying to figure out, like you just mentioned, if you say something outside of your character and it hurts my feelings now, I'm going to feel some kind of way. But you're not saying it because you feel that. You're saying that because you're going through these changes in your body.
It doesn't diminish our intelligence. It's probably being said in the wrong way. There's a
what I'm saying.
possibility.
So how can we? The thing is, how can we communicate with each other when those phases are going on, or it's aware? Both parties are aware that this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
This person is going through this right now. Okay, how can I support her? How can I assist her? You know what I'm saying? Vice versa.
So I'm not trying to give you therapy, but you literally just said, like, I flee. Like, when someone hurts me or they say something I don't like or makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to use that word. I'm not curious as to, like, what is happening.
Yeah.
I turn the other way because you're trying to guard your heart, you know.
100%.
But you don't come back. There is this part of you that, like, flees. And, again, you want to find someone that you could sit in the hard spaces with, too. So she's not in the greatest mood. I want you to be uncomfortable in the mood with her. Not fighting. I'm not talking about... Now, if you're going to be fighting, yeah, go ahead and take a breather and then come back.
Right.
But it is hurting you for a reason, and she needs to understand why it hurt you. She may not understand, like, why'd you... What was wrong with you? Why are you leaving?
Yeah.
You know, so rather than, like, fleeing and only guarding yourself, get yourself together, come back, and become curious as to what's going on. And I think that is what's going to help you guys in whatever relationship you're in. It's going to help the recovery process, because she's going to be like, I get it now. I need to work on that. I don't want to say my hormones every time I do some messed up shit. I don't want to blame it on my hormones.
The reason why I'm asking these questions because these conversations take place every day.
Yeah, welcome to the age.
Right?
Welcome.
Every day.
Yeah.
And now we're at the age to where the 40 and 50-year-olds are now dating real young.
Yeah.
Right? On both sides. First it was men. You know, the older men was dating the younger women. Now the older women are dating
They are.
the younger men. And I think it's the disconnect. I have no problem with it. But sometimes extremes are like out of control.
I've seen some extremes.
And it's a lot of extremes going on, especially in Houston. Right? Because of, you know, this person can't do this, or this person has this, whatever going on. And I'm like, why do people have to go through extremes if they just have a simple conversation?
Because it's not simple.
You don't think
It's not as simple. Communication is the number one thing people come to me for. And if it was that simple, that wouldn't be the number one thing.
Okay.
Communication is difficult because sometimes I'm trying to communicate to the person that also hurt me. And that's difficult. So you have someone that's telling you, you hurt me, you did this, you did that, and I'm supposed to communicate with you, understand you, but you're literally talking shit about me right now, right? Like, you're talking about me that that wasn't even my intention. So what am I going to do? I'm going to defend myself. I want to, hold my ground.
Yeah.
And it becomes a battle because I'm coming to you to tell you that you hurt me, and I need you to swallow it. But it's not only swallow it, I need you to, like, stick with me,
right.
not just flee.
Right.
That's hard because your ego gets in the way.
100%.
You're like, I've never dealt with this before. Why are you talking to me like that? A lot of our past shows up in those spaces too. So I just feel that, especially when it comes to perimenopause, for men, I like to use this analogy. I say, if you're dating women late 30s, 40s, 50s, I said, think of her like a weather app. You need to check the weather. Like, it's like Houston. You know that it's going to be sky, clouds,
right.
it's out there, but you have to check in to see what the weather is today. You have to become curious, like, hey, where are you at today? How are you feeling? Like, you have to kind of treat her in the space of, like, checking in like a weather app. Otherwise, you just stepping outside and just hoping for the best, and then don't understand why you didn't pack your umbrella when the forecast said it was going to rain, but you never checked.
Right.
So,
is it possible that we could communicate during sex?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the question is, I don't want to say how, but when. Like, when is the right time?
Well, I mean, if y'all are hunching and y'all breathing hard, you're probably not going to have the deepest conversation. You're probably not going to have the deepest conversation.
Sometimes.
But you can talk. You can have some sexy talk. You can say little things. But it's a good time. That's always a good time to see if the person is listening to you or paying attention to you.
Okay.
And that's that's one way to communicate during sex, right? If you're making certain noises or if you make certain requests and then the person's in their own world, they're not even listening. Like, you're not even here with me, right? So are we even communicating? Now, how, like, if you're trying to have deep conversations.
Yes.
It would be best after you have an orgasm.
Nah.
Yeah, because you like high as a cloud. You're vulnerable. Your heart is open. You're ready to talk. You want to
A
connect.
woman or a man?
A woman more.
Because we have this thing called post nut clarity.
Yes, that happens. Well, that happens not only during sex. It happens when people watch porn.
That's true too.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's usually because there's like a regret.
I don't know.
Tell me when. Okay, so when I'm talking about post nut clarity, it happens when after you have your orgasm and you're just like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like what? Or with people who watch porn, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching that.
Right.
It's almost like you feel disgusted with yourself.
Yes.
Is that how you're saying it?
Well, that's one dynamic, but another dynamic is I wanted it so bad, and now I got it. Now I released all those endorphins. Now it's like, okay, I have a clear mind to talk, and it reversed me back to what she did to me.
Well, that's still a good time to talk then.
Because men, that's why I think men, I'm talking about from a man's, I think men should have that conversation during sex. Not even a deep conversation, but I'm saying just like...
You can.
Because a woman has a power to say, okay, well, I could turn him on to the point where I could get him to talk. Because his mind is thinking about this. So he might say anything, but at the same time, he's communicating.
See, but the problem is the post-nut clarity, because once you do ejaculate, then you're just like, man, I ain't doing none of that. Like, whatever. I've heard this before. I think after... If you still feel like whatever she did before the sex act and you can feel it after, you're just like, I mean, to me, that's a glaring sign of like, this has to be talked about.
Yes.
Like, sex was just 100%. Like a temporary Band-Aid for that moment.
Yes.
So,
Signs, I'm going to show you some signs. Signs that a man really likes a woman. After he post-nut, he goes to sleep in 10 seconds. He's comfortable in the place where he is. That's one. Second sign, he's willing to have pillow talk after he comes.
He likes her.
He likes her. That's two. And three, if a hard conversation comes about, right? Okay. He wants to cuddle. After he came.
He likes her.
He likes her. Now, if he like,
you're like, all right, I'm gonna make a sandwich. That's different.
Go get a towel.
Because you're running away. Because, the thing is, there are primal urges. We have primal urges, men and women, when we want, like, our body is telling us, like, go have sex. Okay. Right? For women, it's usually during ovulation time, which is like a week after our menstrual cycle, right? Women, that's like, because our bodies are literally telling us, you need sperm inside of you. And so our bodies, everything that happens in our body during that time is like, I want that, right? Yes. For men, they don't have, like, it's not like a woman's, but you have that too. It's almost like, oh my God, and once you get that off of the table and you have the clarity and you still like, I want to be around her. I mean, I think that is a good sign that like you like her. Yeah, and I think that's good. I think when you experience that with a person, that piece of it, I think that creates longevity with the individual. I agree. Let me ask you this. What is the most common thing? And I know you got confidentiality. You're not saying no names or anything, but what is the most common thing that you see nowadays when it comes to couples and sex? I feel like there's like trends that happen in my practice, right? So I felt like, I would say about a year or so ago, I had a lot of people who were curious about having like polyamorous relationships. Really? Or I'll have a couple that's wondering if this is something that would be good for their relationship, or I'll just have people who are wondering if it's good for them, right? And then there was a time where I had a lot of men that were coming for erectile issues, but a lot of the men that were coming that were having erectile issues, it wasn't technically in regards to their hormones, it was about their frequent pornography use. Because erectile dysfunction, I mean, people, unfortunately, boys and girls, are watching porn at very, very young ages. Yes. And with men, you start masturbating at a very young age. You start conceptualizing what sex is based off of what you're seeing on porn. You are training your mind, body, and your spirit to only get aroused with that. Yeah. So when you actually have a real woman and you actually experience what it feels like to have a real woman, it's never going to be as tight or as gripped as your hand. Right. We call that the death grip. And because when a woman is aroused, she opens up, right? Her vaginal canal opens up and she becomes very lubricated. But when you are watching pornography all the time, you're putting those images in your head and you're masturbating with your hand can get as tight as you want it to.
Oh, the rose.
That's a problem too. There are a lot of women are experiencing numbness, losing sensation because they're using it too much. Yes. And so it's the same thing. You're training yourself, you're training your body to something else. And so when you have the real thing, you can't stay up, or maybe, you can't ejaculate. Like they probably think it's a delayed thing, but no, you can't ejaculate. And for women, they don't have, it's not going fast enough. You don't have as much sensitivity in your clitoris area. It's an issue. So right now, those things are really prevalent in my office right now. Couples where, they are not having a good time in the bedroom, things are kind of vanilla, but I know she likes to have sex because she's always masturbating, she's always using a rose, or she's always using this.
Right.
And same thing with him, like, oh, I know he likes to have sex because he masturbates all the time, but when he's with me, he gets soft after like 2 minutes.
Right.
And our brain is the biggest sex organ.
100%.
And you train it.
Yes.
And what are you training it with? And
I was thinking about this. I don't know if it's true. You know how people get hypnotized, like hypnosis. I think if a person could hypnotize you to like not masturbate and only be aroused by one thing, you have no problems with that.
If you're noticing that you're having sex with whoever it is you decide to have sex with, and it's taking you forever to have an ejaculation, or it doesn't feel as sensitive down there, I tell men that you need to stop masturbating and watching pornography for an extended period, like go cold turkey for an extended period of time, because it's almost like you have to reprogram your brain and your body in order for you to actually enjoy. It doesn't matter who's in front of you. So it is. So right now, that is one of the biggest things that is coming into my office. Also, just a lot of couples dealing with like infidelity, communication issues, but that's pretty common, honestly.
That's common. So those issues that's going on now, have they? I know they always been there, but oh really? So this is something like fairly new.
Yes, the fact that I had a 26-year-old who was dealing with erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Like the age for men getting erectile dysfunction is getting younger and it's because of pornography.
And drugs too now.
Drugs is another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these youngsters taking these drugs and I'm like, why are you doing that? And you young like that.
Now, back in the day, people had magazines and we maybe had VHSs, and then even before that, I guess they'll go to the, strip clubs or brothels or whatever. But the frequency wasn't the same.
Nah.
Right? This is something newer that is happening. We didn't have a rose. Like, sex toys being accepted for women, like that is probably last 20 years that really has come about, if you really think about it. Can you think of anybody, I know you're younger then, but like in the 80s or 70s, they did things. They had they had other drugs and stuff like that, but a rose wasn't invented.
I'm going to give you a fact. This is a factual number.
I'm ready.
They said that the rose sells to this day 40,000 roses a week.
Because they die.
40,000 roses.
That's how much is being used. Women will be in the middle of using it and it dies and it won't even charge because they use it so much.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I know some girls told me they got 3 roses.
There's people who carry roses in their purse, have one in their office, it's not just a rose. There's other devices that are like the rose.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I'm like, why? All right, so I'm not going to say why is that, because sex is a good thing. Sex was made to be good, right? It was created. Yes, and you create children out of from it, and you get pleasurable experiences from it. You have moments, times, but now this is like perversion to a degree, right?
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, because if it's excessive like that,
it's anything excessive, right?
And you're not doing it for what it's made for. It's
convenience.
It becomes perversion.
It's convenience. It's I can have an orgasm and not have to worry about the heaviness of being in a relationship. I can have I could literally escape in my mind and watch porn and masturbate in the shower, and I don't have to deal with her mouth after, or like get rejected constantly all the time because she don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
All of it, everything's it's very. We could get it shipped to your house and get Amazon Prime and get it shipped very easy, and you just have to pick up your phone and log into any website for free. For free.
So I want to ask you this, and this is going to be one of my last questions. So you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
All right. You believe in the Spirit, Holy Spirit? You know.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I want your take on this: spirituality and sexuality. Do they exist, or can they coexist?
They can coexist.
All right. Now, on the spectrum, right? Remember the word I used earlier, perversion?
Yes.
Right? On a good is being 10, but on the perverted side is 1, right?
Okay.
Where do you think we are right now as a community? When I say community, young black people. When I say young, give me the ages of 25 to 65. That community, that demographic. Where do you think we are on the spectrum of sex?
So this, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know this is a fact.
Okay.
People are having sex less, but it's because of the other things that are happening.
Okay.
So when it comes to the mechanisms we're talking about, like porn and toys and vibrators and stuff like that, I'm going to use your scale. I would say we're on the lower end. We're like maybe 3 or 4.
Really?
As far as like how sexually active we are as a community, we are not as sexually active as you think we are. I think it's just displayed more because of social media, but we are not. Teen pregnancy is down dramatically.
Yeah.
Like all of that. And it's because we have found ways to please ourselves. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question though.
But no, I was, because, all right, so that's a part of the question, but the second part I wanted to know, like, is it like a possession?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. I don't know how to answer that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we can be possessed by, of course, sex. I think we could be possessed by food. I feel like we could be possessed by a person.
But in this case, we're talking about sex.
I know what we're talking about. I'm just saying.
Right.
So can we? Yes. I don't know how to put it on that scale though. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to put it on the scale. Yeah, I don't know how to put it.
Like a spiritual warfare. What I'm saying. Like
there is a spiritual warfare, but I feel like this is a spiritual warfare that we've been having for a long time, and I feel like we have been colonized to the degree that we are in now. But I also feel like many cultures from our motherland, as I would say, you know, sex means different things depending on, you know, where you at or where you come from. You know, in some tribes, women, their clitoris gets cut off, right? Because they don't believe that women are supposed to have pleasure. Yes, because literally the only part of a woman's body that is only made for pleasure is her clitoris. But then you'll go to other places where women have multiple husbands, right? And they have, you know, they can have sex with whoever they want to. So it just, that's why I guess it's hard for me to say.
Yeah.
But is there spiritual warfare in the sex space? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It is scary sometimes, the things that I hear about. I mean, the fact that I'm a certified sex therapist, I have to know about everything. In Houston, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, it's a lot.